Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the correct build for the Strength Hercule banner unit in terms of the hidden potential system. Now, Strength Hercule as a unit realistically is a full-on support unit, and ideally his number one build should be evasion. The reason for him needing evasion is because it does two functions for him. Firstly, his passive works in that he has 90% damage reduction up until he receives his first attack. The moment he receives that attack, his primary defensive mechanism switches to being evasion. Now he has 80% evasion, which is great. So he has 45% evasion if there's an Earth Protecting Heroes category ally in the turn. And then after receiving the attack, he gets another 40%. So it's 85%, which is very good. If you give him as much evasion as possible, so let's say you give him like 25 evasion, that would then mean that his effective evasion rate would be pretty much 90%, which is huge. What it also means, though, is that it gives him opportunities to potentially evade before he's even getting hit, because that will change his evasion rate before getting hit to being something much closer to like 60%. This means that Hercule could delay the activation or the loss of his 90% damage reduction, and that's really where I think personally the build thrives, because it allows Hercule to delay that 90% from being utilized, which makes him incredibly useful in a ton of situations. Now, getting the hidden potential orbs is relatively simple. Unfortunately for Hercule, there's only really two options: the growth event for the Clash of Heroes and the Extreme Super Battle Road stage. You can obviously use the chests, but there's none right now that are super prevalent to Hercule, and I would say there's no real other orbs from other events. Hercule, interestingly enough though, in terms of the other abilities, I think you could go for additional. You'll see I have quite a bit of crit on my Hercule, but that's more just because I placed crit equipment on him, which was just because that was the highest level evasion once I had. But you should have ideally additional and evasion, additional and evasion, additional and evasion, because his super attack does raise his defense as well. So getting an additional superhero there would help him to boost his defense. It's obviously only in that turn, but it still would help to boost his defense overall. Unfortunately, outside of that, there's no other way to get skill orbs. I was hoping they would add skill orbs for him to the Training in the Clouds event, but they did not. So you're just kind of stuck with Hercule the way he is. But I think overall he's still very, very good, and I think he is a cool banner unit to utilize. You'll find that if you build him the right way, can feel crazy.